All right. Welcome, everybody, to the next episode of the SHSM special series on the Learn It podcast. I am super excited to be joined by Jacqueline today. Jacqueline, thank you so much for spending some time with us here.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And if you don't mind briefly introducing yourself and telling the audience a little bit about what school you're at, what SHSM program you run, a little bit about yourself so that our listeners can get a bit of a grasp of who is Jacqueline behind this whole beautiful voice.
Absolutely. So my name's Jacqueline Paradis. I'm the lead teacher for the Arts and Culture SHSM at Notre Catholic Secondary School in Burlington, Ontario. I've been part of the SHSM now for 3 years, but I've just been the lead teacher for the last year. It's been an incredible experience watching students grow. And a fun fact about me, I grew up in a small town in northern Ontario called Marathon. No one knows where it is ever, but community spirit was everything. I was equally at home on the basketball, volleyball court, the soccer field, and the school stage. So whether I was running lines for the play or running drills at practice, I learned early on how sports and theater build confidence, creativity, friendships, and those experiences shaped who I am today as a teacher. And I brought that into my arts and culture SHSM. My love for the theater has continued on.
Lovely. And so where is it? Because I've never heard of the town that you grew up in. If you were to map it to me, where is it
Yeah,
located?
so it's actually the closest place is Thunder Bay,
Okay.
but it's
Yeah.
3 hours from Thunder Bay, but that's the
Oh,
closest
wow.
city. So
Okay.
yeah, so if you go, it's like in the middle of Thunder Bay and Sault Ste. Marie. So it's right on Lake Superior. It's gorgeous.
It sounds really
Yeah, so
beautiful.
yeah.
Wow. Well, thanks for sharing. I think that's incredible. And at Notre Dame, I think the school as a whole has multiple HHSM programs, 4 to 5 programs within the school itself. Um, but in your program specifically and as a lead, how many students do you see showing interest into the program? And do you have to sort of put in a lot of active effort on promotion? And if so, what does that look like for you in terms of promoting the program to get more students to take benefit of it?
Yeah, so we have about 20 to 25 students in arts and culture SHSM at Notre Dame. It varies every year. We've had students go on to pursue different post-secondary, but what really stands out is we do have to have them kind of be promoted
Mm.
to the students. So mostly grade 9 and 10 students we promote it to. Sometimes we have interest in grade 11 as well because they can join in grade 11. So what we do is we have a blend of like hands-on experience and information. We do interactive info booths, which we have run by students who are in SHSM. We also have SHSM students speak at different parents' nights, things like that. Hearing from former students really helps, I think, the families understand what SHSM is. And then we have one of our most influential ones is a taster workshop for grade 6 students to show them what the arts at ND looks like and what SHSM is. So it's short, it's engaging activities like button making, music activities, artwork, viewing, theater games that grade 6 students all participate in and SHSM students run. So these sessions often spark interest and allow students early in the grade school to kind of understand what it is and then build up to when they come to Notre Dame an interest in it.
Okay, so these are grade 6 who aren't at Notre Dame, or they are already at Notre Dame?
No, they're not at Notre Dame. So they're at our feeder schools. So they're all invited to Notre Dame Arts Day.
Okay, and you said one thing that's interesting about that is you said that it's all run by your SHSM students that I assume right now be in grade 11 and 12. So that must be a wonderful experience for them. So they're running workshops for grade 6 students at the feeder schools. And a part of that is to learn about arts at ND, and wrapped into that is the whole HHSM program as well.
Yes, exactly. So they get this great experience of learning how to be leaders in the school, along with really showcasing their love for the arts.
Yeah. And what's like the most popular workshop that they love to run?
Well, it used to just be visual arts was a main component, but this year we added in drama because I am the drama teacher. So I wanted to really showcase and everything. And we added in music this year too. So the popular ones were drama because I think the students got to move around and actually they were all really popular. Button making was huge because the students got to pre-make buttons
Yeah.
and design them, and they loved it. Then we had the the music activities where it was music games. So again, very popular with some students. And the least popular is maybe the viewing of the art, even though we tried to make it a
Mm.
competition. We tried to make it a scavenger hunt this year. So
But still
there
not
was,
as easy,
yeah.
but fun.
Yeah, so I think the students really like the hands-on things, right?
Yeah. And speaking of hands-on, within your program currently, I mean, I know that there's a vast array of electives and certifications that you can choose and you can pick. Are there certain that you gravitate more towards over others based on your students' interest?
So I don't gravitate, but I think the students heavily gravitate towards visual arts. Um, it's a space where a lot of them feel confident expressing their creativity and remains popular within the program. That said, I made them step outside of their comfort zone this year and do a drama workshop where it
Okay.
was building a community. It was using drama games and drama activities to build a community. And they really got to understand the culture side of Dhirshism and understand themselves more. So it was really
Huh.
interesting watching them kind of grow in confidence and collaboration and creative risk taking at the
Yeah.
beginning. I specifically put it at the beginning of the workshops because I wanted them to get to know one another and get to know themselves. So it was, yeah, that was really important, I think, for them to understand that arts and culture schism just isn't just visual art.
Visual art, right.
Yeah.
There's a lot more to it. And you are running that? That's such a cool thing to do.
No, I didn't run it. I got a guest in from a
Oh,
workshop. Yeah, he was fantastic. So
wow.
he ran it and we brought him in and he it was centered all around culture and developing self and things like that. Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. And how do you like to break down meeting your requirements over the full academic year? Because I've seen different types of teachers do it in different ways. I'm curious to know what your sort of approach is to say, okay, I've got to meet XYZ requirements. I've got to have my SPE. I've got to have my certification. So how do you like to break it down over the year?
I find that I really like because arts and culture covers so many things as well. I like to incorporate, like I said, all the arts. So I really want to give them a taste of everything. And I really make sure that I try and touch base with everything, but also have the students have a voice, right? So, like this year, a student needed a portfolio drawing for her
Okay.
portfolio, like a still life drawing, I should say. Sorry. So we went to the Art Gallery of Hamilton and we had a workshop with them on still life drawing and it was amazing. And the kids like not all the kids are artists
Yeah.
that way, but they all put in the effort, they all tried and that covered one of our requirements, right? So, it's the students that really shape the workshops. Like I said, I do try and get them to step outside of their comfort zone at times because I want them to experience everything in arts and culture. So I really try and plan things that they will be interested in and adapt to them.
Yeah. I love that. So it sounds like you're not just telling them that, hey, we're going to do this on this date. It's more like you're trying to source their interests and then sort of shape the experience based on that as well. So is that more informal, like that student that needed to do a still painting or drawing? Is that something that you were just told that, hey, I got to do this, and then it sort of clicked in your brain, or was it more an active thing that you're like, first week of SHSM, let me do a little bit of discovery work, like where do your interests lie, or what are you looking for?
Yeah, so I have a meeting at the beginning of the year and we meet and we kind of discuss some things and I tell them what I have planned or possible planned things and then they tell me what they need. So she told me right away she was a grade 12 student and she told me she needed the still life experience for her portfolio and I said absolutely we can put that in there. We already had one planned at the Art Gallery of Burlington,
Mm.
which was clay work. So again, different type of art. And but I said we can put it into our Gallery of Hamilton. They were fantastic. We also kind of stepped out of our comfort zone, or I asked them if they wanted to see a play as well. So they got to choose which play they saw.
Yeah.
And it was through Sheridan
Mm.
College, and it was fantastic. So we met the requirements there as well because we ended up putting a workshop in with them and backstage, and they got to talk to the students that go there and that are involved in the theater. And so it was really interesting because it's not just acting, right? Like they got to see that it's the backstage costume design and the
Mm.
props table and things like that. So they got to see that arts really all interact with one another. So yeah, that was interesting too.
Those are the best experiences where you get to see something that you're like, oh, I didn't know that before, or I haven't thought of that before, right? And you sort of see it all come together. I think that's incredible. Um, from your perspective, if there's an individual that's looking to, let's say, introduce an art and culture SHSM program at their school, but they've never done so before and this is their first time, what sort of advice would you give them when it comes to starting something up like that and going about implementing it?
Okay, so because I took over the lead this year, it was really interesting. I was just kind of a background player before this, so I didn't know all the ins and outs. So I would tell them that it's challenging but rewarding at the same time. It is something that you have to stay organized, especially around certifications, documentation, things like that. The logistics of SHSM, have that tracker, keep things organized with your money as well. Um, I had a calendar for the students and myself for when we were doing things. I had a Google classroom where I posted everything and just staying ahead of the paperwork. I know that's not the most fun part of it, but absolutely you need to do that. Another thing I think really is important is build community partnerships early with different people. So don't waste or wait to the last minute to look for industry connections. I started right away messaging in September, things like Sheridan College, and different art galleries and things like that. And also BPAC, Burlington Performing Arts Center. I've got now, they're doing a SHSM thing because of me reaching out to them. They're starting, like, I was like on them being like, can we have a SHSM, like a tour after this event? And they're like, oh no, we don't do that. And now the education person reached out to me and said, oh, we're going to do this now next year. And I thought that's wonderful. And then also the last thing I would just say is don't underestimate the creativity of your students and let them shape the experience. Like I said earlier, that SHSM moments happen when students take the lead, whether it's designing the logo for something, directing a scene, or organizing art showcase. We hold an arts night at Notre Dame. That's all SHSM students run. Um, so it's not just about checking boxes. It's absolutely empowering these students and letting them take ownership of their learning. So I think those are all really important things.
Absolutely. And what I love about what you said over there, Jacqueline, is sort of being proactive to find community partners rather than waiting for them to find you, right? And sort of saying, hey, I'm looking for this, or hey, can you do this and can you do that? So it sounds like you're sort of shooting them emails early in the semester, trying to make something happen. Would you, for someone who's never done that before, for a teacher who's never tried to reach out to a community partner before, like what has worked for you versus what has not worked for you?
I have just sent out numerous emails over and over and over to people. I Googled, I had to kind of start from scratch, and I Googled SHSM experimental learning and things like that, and different workshops. I just Googled workshops for SHSM, and
Mm.
I just reached out to a bunch of people. I really found to looking at pricing because I wanted to give my students as many experiences as I could. So I had to look at pricing with students as well, or with workshops. And sometimes the emails worked. Sometimes people didn't get back to you at all. um,
Yeah, which is
but
fine. Yeah.
yeah, which is fine. And but I found that just reaching out to a number of different people, getting a list of things, and maybe I couldn't do it this year, but I can maybe do it next year. I really want to change the workshops every year, or at least rotate them for every 2 years. So the students who are in grade 11 don't get the same experiences as grade 12, right? They
Mhm.
get new workshops, new experiences. So I think that's really important too.
I agree. I think it always also keeps it fresh for them, right? Which is important to say, hey, I've already done this, or like, oh yeah, like let's do something different this time. Um,
Yeah, like we go to Brock University too. They have a great SHSM program connection as well. And so we go to Brock University, and last year they went to the arts campus. And I was like, okay, well, this year we're going to look at the media side because media is part of arts and
mm,
culture. So we went to the media workshops instead this year on the main campus, and kids were like, oh, that was interesting. I was like, because it looked at sociology and media. So it gave them a different perspective again of how arts is connected to um different learning experiences, right?
right. And it's like it sounds like you could still be going to the same place, but what you
Yes.
do over there could still be very different, right?
Exactly. And that's what, like, same with Sheridan. We did a whole tour of Sheridan 2 years ago. And this year we did a different workshop this year with them and saw a different place. So yeah, absolutely. We can find the same place, but different experiences.
I love that. I think that is so awesome. All right, that's lovely. I'm gonna shift gears, Jacqueline, into our rapid fire round. So I'll shoot you a question, and you can give me a response in under a minute. Does that sound okay?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. The first question I have for you, if you had a magic wand that could solve a problem in each wave, and you could wave it twice, which two problems would you solve in Chisholm?
So the first wave, I would redesign the timetable to allow students to experience all artistic disciplines, drama, visual arts, music, media arts as part of the SHSM experience. The second wave, I'd ensure guaranteed sustainable funding for creative certifications and hands-on experiences. I went over budget this year a little bit,
Mm.
um, because it wasn't there. Like it costs a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean to go to a play and 25 kids and the school bus and all that fun stuff, right? So
Yes.
I'm sure it adds up. Especially the more offsites you want to do and the more places you want to go, it sort of adds up over there.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely. Love that. What specific activities would you like to add when implementing those 5 requirements to help students earn their PRISM certificate?
So I think one activity I'd like to expand further on is the multi-school art showcase or festival. So like I said, at Notre Dame, we have an arts night every year, but it would be really interesting to kind of celebrate this as a board and a
Uh,
broader regional arts and culture SHSM festival would be really interesting.
wow.
So our arts night is a true highlight of the year, but it would be really interesting to students to bring that and meet other arts and culture students in the board.
I love that. And that's happening at your school. And does that happen in like at this time of the year, like towards the end of the year, or when does
Yeah,
that happen?
so the arts night happens in May, usually near the end of May. So it's a big arts night from 6 to 9 where it's very little money to enter just to kind of break even on
Yeah.
supplies and things like that. But yeah, it showcases visual arts, it showcases singing and music and sometimes we've done drama in the past as well, but it's near our final play, so it's kind of a tough time for the drama students. But yeah, it's really great event.
And is that open to the public too, from what it sounds like?
Yes, so it's open to the public, it's open to students, teachers, the public around Notre Dame. Absolutely anyone can come. And we have like usually coffee, water, some treats. We had cotton candy this year. So we just kind of, yeah, we just had popcorn as well. And they get to just sit, listen to music and look at all the great work that the students have done.
Well, I am sold, Jacqueline. So if you can make sure to send me the details whenever they come up for next year, I'll be happy to
Okay.
also share it with so many other people because I always love, especially when we have the opportunity to showcase what our kids have worked on, what the students have worked so hard on. I think and they're so proud of it. And I think the more people we could bring, the more prouder they would even be, right? To show everybody and show the world. And it's an exciting feeling for them. And so as a community, as individuals, I think we have to show up for them so that they can get to show it to us and show off a little bit.
Absolutely. I think that students need to see that their work is appreciated and that it is hard work that they put into this and they get stressed out very easily with putting it on, but at the same time then when the night comes they're so proud and I'm
Yeah,
proud of them too, for sure.
exactly. Well, then I'll see you there in May for sure, and then
Okay.
hopefully with many others because that sounds like a lot of fun. And I love doing things like that. I think it's really cool.
Okay, I'll
Um,
send you an invite.
Please, yeah, please do. The next question I have is, are there any resources that you wish existed, but you haven't seen yet?
Yes. So one thing I think is a centralized directory of guest speakers, workshop facilitators, and industry partners. Like I said earlier, it's really important to make those connections, but it was hard to find those on my own. So I think some shared document would be really interesting and really important for especially new SHSM leads or SHSM leads who just want to refresh their who they've been using and things like that. So it would allow SHSM leads across the board to kind of input their contacts, experiences, recommendations, and you'd be able to understand which ones maybe the students liked, which ones didn't go so well. So you're not wasting money on possibly a workshop that fails, to be honest, too. Um,
Mm.
I think it's a simple but powerful tool that could really elevate the SHSM experience, both for educators and students.
Yeah, I love that. And you know what? I think it should be central across all the school boards. It shouldn't be a list for, I think it should be a master list. Maybe even, some school boards are represented to like maintain that list, right? And then they sort of keep updating it. And then all the different SHSM needs have access to maybe fill out a form that adds input to that list. Like, let's say you find a new partner and you want to add it to the list as well, right? So I think that's a wonderful idea. We'll definitely have to get people to put their hand up to do something like that. But
Yeah, I would love to have it as part of my toolbox. So if we
yeah.
can start that, that would be great.
Yeah, no, why not? Absolutely. Um, my last question for you, Jacqueline, is as a teacher running the SHSM program at ND, how do you feel like this experience has shaped you as an individual?
Oh my. Well, leading the SHSM has really enhanced my professional development, to be honest, both as an educator and a leader within my school community. It pushed me to think beyond the traditional classroom experience and embrace a more hands-on approach to learning. Um, One that connects kind of curriculum to real world opportunities, community engagement, career pathways. I really developed and refined my skills that go beyond teaching, like including in event planning, such as Arts Night or Grade 6 Day, managing partnerships, like I talked about, and even navigating the world of budgeting. I am not a math teacher, so that was all new to me. And again, I went a little over budget, but I wasn't yelled at, so that was good. So these experiences really made me resourceful, strategic, confident in taking initiative, and kind of helping students find their passions, build confidence and their voice, which I love doing, and especially through the artistic visions that they have.
Absolutely. I think, Jacqueline, you're doing something that's helping our kids more than you know, probably, in getting those experiences and making sure that they get to do something different and be someplace different and sort of learn in a way that they haven't traditionally learned before through this program. And so it's teachers like yourself that are willing to take on more of the work without necessarily the reward every time, to say, you know what, I'm going to do this for my students. So, one, thank you for doing that for your students. But two, I just want you to know that I sometimes in the world, it seems like it's all like just one piece of it, but it does make a difference. And I'm sure you know that as well.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right. Well, that's a wrap up for our SHSM special. Jacqueline, thank you so much for joining us today. It was such a nice time chatting with you. You're so graceful. You have so many great stories. And I just love that you're a go-getter, right? You want something for your students, you go get it. You have that sort of drive. You're doing things differently. You're doing things uniquely. And I'm so grateful that you get to share this with the rest of the world.
Thank you. Thank you. This meant a lot. So I'm very excited for this to come out.
Thank you.